And it's time for AAC basketball once again on the CIU Sports Network. We welcome you into this Saturday afternoon matchup as Columbia International plays host to Kentucky Christian in men's action. Kay Crenshaw with you this afternoon. Of course, the Rams in their home white uniforms with the blue numerals and the Rams logo across the center chest. Meanwhile, Kentucky Christian, the road blacks with the red numerals and the red stripes down both sides. It'll be Rams basketball as we get underway in this one. Looking to go inside for Heathcock. Nice assist from Skylar McKinney to get the scoring going early for Heathcock, as he averages nearly a double-double a game and 9.5 points to go along with 7.5 boards. Nice down in the hands of their leading scorer, David Woodward, and he knocks it down from downtown. David Woodward, the junior from Seattle, Washington, getting it done here early for Kentucky Christians. They look for their 4th conference win of the 2021 season. Causey bringing it out from the corner, back into the hands of Heathcock. An early man-to-man defensive scheme put on. And here's Jalen Brinson from 3, knocking it down just like that. And now we have some stoppage at the scorer's table with 18:52 left in this first half. Rams up 5-3, fresh off of the first three-pointer of the ball game from Jalen Brinson, his first points as well. I believe there might have been an issue with the book, scorebook that is, in terms of making sure players are all listed and everything like that. And now referee bringing the scorebook onto the floor. Now he's heading over to talk to Kentucky Christian's head coach. The one change we have here in David Woodward, listed wearing jersey number 34 on the roster and in the official scorebook. He is wearing 23 today, so that was just one little misstep in communication. So that'll be assessed as a technical foul against Kentucky Christian. That'll put Darian Oates at the line for CIU. He'll get 2 shots, and the Rams will have possession. Oates knocking down that free throw, the technical free throw. It's now 6-3 Rams. And now it'll be Knights basketball. Into the hands of Woodward, wearing key number 23, not 34. Here's Buchanan at the top of the key, looking to stay close to the lead. Woodward looking to tie. Can't sink that three-pointer off the mark. With 18.5 to play here in the first half. Into the hands of McKinney, underneath to Oates. Spin move from the post. He was knocked down. Shot won't fall, but he'll get 2 at the stripe. Aaron Music, the junior out of Coal Grove, Ohio, picking up his first personal. It's on the ground. Not a shooting foul, the referee deems, so it's Rams basketball. Here's Causey from the deep corner. Too strong. Rebound chased down and corralled by Buchanan. Looking for Murphy underneath. Can't hold on to it. Nice transition defense put on there by Columbia International. And we see our first substitution of the ball game as Quentin Harris steps aside. Jashawn Hawkins, a true freshman from Durham, North Carolina, stepping in for his first minutes of the ball game for Kentucky Christian. Brinson Looking to drive with the right hand. In and around. Whistles blow on the pass as Brinson stepped out of bounds on the baseline. Trying to find McKinney in the corner. Still a 3-point game here early on in the first half. Woodward, the team's leading scorer, and so far today's only scorer, kicking it left side to Music. His three-pointer won't fall, out of bounds off of Brinson's foot. It'll be Knights basketball. Murphy, defended by Heathcock, picked up his dribble. They've got 8 to shoot. Knights looking to drive. Here's Music with the left hand off the glass and in. Aaron Music, his first points of the ball game. Now on the other end, trying to find Heathcock. Pass just a little bit too far in front of him. The Rams trying to do too much in too short of amount of time on that possession. 17-18 left here in the opening half. It's a 1-point game here in Columbia. Buchanan, pull up at the elbow, no. Kick right side to Music, looking for back-to-back points, and he knocks down the short-range turnaround. A quick 4 points for Aaron Music. He leads all scorers. Underneath to Heathcock, trying to do the spin-around hook, but Causey corrals the offensive board off the miss. Oates will draw the hand check foul off of Music. That'll be his first. Kentucky Christian's second team foul here in the first half. Causey, Heathcock, Brinson, Oates, and McKinney, the starting 5 still on the floor for Columbia International. Into the hands of Oates, defended by Music. Ball deflected initially off the shot by Murphy. Out of bounds, last touch by CIU, so it'll be Kentucky Christian basketball. It's Murphy, Music, Buchanan, Woodward, and Hawkins donning the black and red for Kentucky Christian. On the drive is Hawkins. Right hand left short. Rebound snagged by Brinson. 2-on-3 basketball. Kick out to Oates. Back to Brinson. Here's McKinney along the left side. Over the top to Heathcock. Fouled underneath by Music. Not only does that put DeAnthony Heathcock at the line for the first time today, but Aaron Music picking up his second personal foul and just the third team foul overall for Kentucky Christian. So Music getting in some foul trouble here early. Heathcock at the stripe, shooting 63% this season. First one too strong. Heathcock, the sophomore from Cartersville, Georgia. One substitution on the floor as DeAndre Ross replaces Music in there for the Knights. Heathcock misses both opportunities at the stripe, a rare 0-for-2 trip for him. And the Knights look to capitalize. Right in the hands are fresh off the bench, and DeAndre Ross, he's feeling it from the elbow, and he knocks it down. DeAndre Ross extends Kentucky Christian's early lead. It's now 9-6. Knights on top. Causey going to be whistled for the travel. For the Rams, so far they've played a clean game in terms of the foul category. Still no team fouls for Columbia International, but they've made some mental mistakes. Long passes, the travels, things like that are costing them here early on. Pair of subs in for the Rams as Causey and Heathcock step aside. We see Jalen Jeter along with Christian Howard see their first minutes of action. Murphy, turnaround jumper off the mark. Rebound poke back to McKinney, and he gives way to Brinson up the floor. McKinney stripped in the paint. Late whistle comes in as Deshaun Hawkins going to be picking up his first personal. That puts McKinney at the line for 2. Skylar McKinney shooting 78% from the stripe this season, second best on the squad. He'll knock down the first. That's his 40th made free throw this season out of 51 attempts. The most makes of nearly anyone in the AAC. One substitution onto the floor for Kentucky Christian. It's Murphy heading to the sidelines as Quentin Harris returns to action. McKinney, quick 2 free throws for him, makes it back to a 1-point game. Harris along the baseline, knocks it down. Quentin Harris puts Kentucky Christian back up by 3. That's been the largest their lead has been that 3-point buffer since roughly around the 17-minute mark. McKinney looking to tie it. Woodward will snag the rebound. Woodward averaging over 23 points a game, just has 3 today. He gives way to Hawkins, and while Hawkins knocks it down, Woodward picks up the assist. Any way the Knights can score, I'm sure that David Woodward is quite okay with that. Now a 6-point game in favor of the visitors. Jeter pull-up jumper from the free throw line off the mark. Howard clears out the rebound, gives back to Jeter, running right hand through. Jalen Jeter knocking it down. 14-10 our score. Ross can't knock down the mid-range jumper. Jeter looking to go in transition, giving out to McKinney. He looks to go over the top into the corner for Darian Oates. Heavily defended there by Buchanan. Now Brinson on the drive, going to be whistled for the travel. Second travel call here in this early first half for Columbia International. Now we see Thomas Woods coming in off the sidelines for Brinson. Woods, the 6'5 senior out of Akron, Ohio, one of this squad's key figures off the bench. Three-pointer no good from Hawkins. And the Rams look to cut this lead in half with a bucket. Underneath to Howard, the true freshman. Back out to Jeter, another true freshman. Three-pointer too strong. Ross spins into the paint, goes high off the window, can't knock it down. Jeter is feeling it, he knocks it down. 2-point game, the Rams are back within a bucket. Looking for a defensive stop. Buchanan on the drive on Woods, has to go back up top to Woodward, still with just 3 points here today. Woodward backing down Oates, leaves his shot short, battling for the rebound, and the Rams are able to come away with it. Woods chucks up a three-pointer, it rattles out. And now Woodward throws up a trifecta of his own. And with the flush goes David Woodward. The lead back to 5 for Kentucky Christian. Oates working around a screen from Howard. Jeter going in the misdirection will draw the foul from Woodward, but you could see the frustration from especially Thomas Woods on that previous offensive play. It didn't look like there was some miscommunication. There was an open backdoor cut. Woods going essentially from the left wing inside of the low post, but Jeter didn't see it. 5-point game with just over 12 to go here in the first half. Howard strips and loses it. Buchanan up the floor. Here's Ross along the right side. Going to slow down the offense some. Three-pointer well off the mark from Buchanan. It'll sail out of bounds and be Rams basketball. 11:38 left here in this first half. We've got a timeout from Kentucky Christian. We'll take it with them. The Knights on top by 5 here in Columbia. We'll be back for more AAC men's basketball on the CIU Sports Network. Back in Columbia, 11:38 to play here in this opening half. We've got a 5-point game inside the Moore Fitness Center. Kentucky Christian taking a 7-6 lead earlier on in this first half, right around the 17-minute mark, and they have held on strong and grown that lead down to 5. But Woods, looking to cut into it, can't knock down the strong three-pointer. Buchanan, though, going coast to coast, draws the contact, and he'll get a trip to the free throw line. Thomas Woods, the guilty party. That'll be his first personal. That's just the first team foul. After nearly 9 minutes of basketball, the Rams finally pick up a team foul. It puts Buchanan at the line. He leaves his first free throw short. Buchanan previously 1 for 2 on the regular season for free throws. Not getting too many trips to the stripe. The senior from Bowling Green, Kentucky, goes 1 for 2 on the trip. The lead is back to 6. That's the largest it has been here today. Jeter looking to use the speed, goes high off the window, and sees it fall through. Jalen Jeter, his second bucket of the afternoon. Ball's loose on the ground. Murphy comes away with it. Tries to find Harris around the perimeter, but a little miscommunication there. Ball will sail away. One substitution onto the floor as Murphy steps aside. We see Shahan Hawkins step into the mix. Jeter slowing down the Rams offense. Columbia International at 9-6 in the regular season, 5-5 in the conference. Causey back onto the floor. Jeter looked at the three-pointer, a few jab steps. He looks to drive. Heathcock soaring in for the rebound. It's blocked off the glass. We're going to hear goaltending whistled according to the referee on Quentin Harris. Quentin Harris whistled for a goaltending because he hit the backboard first before he hit the basketball. That gives Heathcock his second bucket. It's now a 2-point game. Ross going to be whistled for the carry. And now the Rams have a chance to tie this one back up at 18 all. 10:20 left in this first half. So far, these two teams have shot pretty evenly from the floor. The main difference maker has been Kentucky Christian shooting 3 of 7 from downtown. Meanwhile, the Rams making just 1 of their 5 shots from three-point land. Here's a turnover from Howard. We see Harris go in transition, battling on Heathcock. Short-range shot, too strong. Now the Rams looking to capitalize. Up and under to Woods for the alley-oop. Heathcock now with a second chance. His third crack of the possession is what they were looking for. 18 all here in Columbia. The Rams lucky that D'Anthony Heathcock was able to crash the boards as well as he did there to give them that bucket. And now whistles will blow for an offensive foul on Jashawn Hawkins. Heathcock sold it pretty well on the forearm push. Rams on a 6-0 run the last 2 minutes. And now Jalen Jeter heads the sidelines with Brinson back on the floor. The Rams have scored 6 unanswered. Can they retake the lead for the first time since it was 6-4? Heathcock nearly had an and one opportunity. Left the shot just short, but he'll draw the contact. That's Jashawn Hawkins going to be picking up his second personal. The 7th team foul here in the first half for the Knights. Heathcock at the stripe. 0 for 2 here today. Heathcock had shot 63% from the free throw line this season coming into this ball game. Still looking for his first make, soon to be his 4th attempt. Darian Oates returning to the floor as Christian Howard steps aside. Heathcock continues to struggle from the line. Now 0 for 4. Now a shot clock malfunction will stop play. It'll stay Rams basketball. Shot clock moved from 20 down to 17 seconds with 9:17 left here in the first half. The Rams can take it down to the 9-minute mark if they want. Woods at the point. Gives way to Oates. Now in the hands of Brinson. Heathcock has drawn the double team. Oates was open on the cut. They give way to Woods. Outside. Not there. Kentucky Christian trying to do all they can to retake the lead as we approach the final few minutes of this first half. Harris, the long two-pointer, will rattle out. Oates from three-point land. Off the mark, Woods crashing the boards, just stepped out of bounds on the baseline. Unlucky break there for Thomas Woods. He'll head to the sidelines with Skylar McKinney returning to the mix. 8:24 left here in the first half. One more substitution for Kentucky Christian. It's Aaron Music, along with Jabari Murphy, stepping onto the floor as Quentin Harris heads to the sidelines. Hawkins stepped out moments ago. 18-all here in Columbia. DeAndre Ross, the true freshman from Durham, North Carolina. Beautiful footwork inside. Had it poked away, was able to recover, but cannot knock down the shot. Heathcock kicking it back out to Causey from three. You betcha. Just like that, Columbia International back on top by 3 here at home. A key conference matchup between two foes. Buchanan on the drive, off the mark. Rams on a 9-0 run. Can they make it double-digit unanswered? Heathcock with the slam. And an 11-0 run for Columbia International. Woodward's three-pointer too strong. This time he'll take a mid-range jumper and it'll rattle out. Kentucky Christian now making just one of their last 11 shots, including missing each of their last 6. Oates fouled. He'll head to the line as Aaron Music going to pick up personal foul number 3 for Kentucky Christian. And now we see a timeout taken from Akeem Scott, head coach of Kentucky Christian. An 11-0 run for Columbia International across the last 4.5 minutes. 7-11's left. Here in the first half, Rams on top by 5. And we come back on the CIU Sports Network. We have one correction there in the break. That's Aaron Music's 4th personal foul, all here in the first half. He's now on the bench, and I'm sure it'll be a while before we see him back into the ballgame. That puts Oates at the stripe. His first trip of the afternoon. First one through. Shooting 64% from the stripe this season is the junior from Goldsboro, North Carolina. Oates 2 for 2 on that trip. The Rams go up 25-18. Woodward still held to just a few points here today, averaging over 23 a ball game. David Woodward here this afternoon, just 6 in the first half. He stands at the top of the key, gives way to Russ. 9 to shoot. Ross from three-point land left it short, and he had to force that shot, trying to beat the shot clock. Rams trying to capitalize in transition with Heathcock on the sidelines. Ramiro Arrillaga is into the mix. McKinney from 3. Rattling out, crashing the boards hard was Buchanan. Woodward, a long three-pointer, looked to be tipped initially by Brinson. McKinney snags the rebound. Brinson, the jab step drive, right-hand runner will fall through. On the other end, blocked off the backboard by McKinney. And the Rams now on a 15-0 run. Ahead of Kentucky Christian, this game has quickly seen the tide turn. McKinney able to recover after initially having it poked away. It falls in the hands of Causey underneath to McKinney, but now we see Quentin Harris shaking up on the play for Kentucky Christian. Looked to be possibly poked in the eye. Harris heads to the sidelines with Miles Shipp, true freshman from Portsmouth, Ohio, seeing his first game minutes. 5.5 left here in the first half. Kentucky Christian looking for their first points in over 6 minutes. Woodward falling down. He'll head to the line for 2 as Oates will pick up his second personal. David Woodward held to just 6 points today. That's 2 made three-pointers. On the season, he is 4-4 from the stripe. Averaging over 23 points a game. Woodward finds number 7 there as Bryce Causey heads to the sidelines. Jalen Jeter steps back onto the hardwood. Woodward makes his trip count, going 2 for 2. And we're back to a 9-point game. Brinson, elite speed. Wide open was Jeter. Can't knock down the 3, but Arrillaga, grabs the rebound. Here's McKinney's take at a three-point shot, and Arrillaga, 2 quick offensive rebounds. McKinney not liking what he sees outside, trying to go into the paint. And he's going to be whistled for the foul. McKinney, the offensive foul, trying to grab the rebound. That'll be his first, 3rd team foul for CIU. He heads to the sidelines with Christian Howard back onto the floor. 1 substitution as well for Arrillaga. Up and over the top to Woodward. 9-point game. Woodward looking to crack double digits. He's got 8, now he has 10. David Woodward leading Kentucky Christian with 10 of their 22 points. He also leads all scorers now. Beautiful pass inside to Howard from Brinson. The bucket was nice, the pass was nicer. Woodward trying to take this game into his own hands. Sees heavy contact. He'll knock down the shot. Now 12 points on the afternoon for David Woodward. Timeout taken from Columbia International. We'll take it with them. Just over 4 minutes left here in the first half. It's 31-24 Rams on the CIU Sports Network. Back here in Columbia, just coming up on the 4-minute mark here in the first half. Rams holding strong to a 7-point lead over Kentucky Christian. Howard fouled hard underneath. He hits the deck and he'll head the line. Jabari Murphy, the senior from Tacoma, Washington, whistled for the personal foul. That's his first, the 9th team foul for Kentucky Christian, and well, the Knights have found themselves in some foul trouble for a few key figures. Aaron Music, their junior guard, who started this ball game, is on the bench with 4 personal fouls, and he's had 4 fouls since the 11-minute mark here in the first half. He's joined alongside Deshaun Hawkins, another freshman guard, who has 3. So that's 7 of the 9 team fouls for Kentucky Christian, split between 2 key figures. Howard can't knock down either shot. And the Rams going with a much more aggressive defensive presence. Trying to attack the zone. The pass inside, poked away by Jeter, out of bounds. Woodward on the drive. Doesn't see the bucket fall. Rebound poked back into the hands of DeAndre Ross. Here's Buchanan along the left side. 31-24 our score. Ross from the left side, got it and one. Christian Howard going to be whistled for the personal, but what a drive there from DeAndre Ross, the true freshman from Durham, North Carolina. Russ averaging just under 8 points a game. After that miss, he has 4 here today. Brinson to the other end of the floor. Nearly kissed every inch of the rim before falling through, but Jalen Brinson now has 7 points for Columbia International. Ross from three-point land. Well off the mark. Orlaga clears out the rebound. Orlaga from three-point land. You betcha. Ramiro Orlaga, the junior from Uruguay, he sees his first three-pointer fall through here today. It's now a 10-point game inside the Moore Fitness Center. Woodward from deep range. That would have been an NBA length 3. Up the floor to Howard. One power dribble. He can't go off the window. These two teams exchanging misses before a foul is whistled underneath on Jabari Murphy. That's going to be his second personal, and now the 10th team foul for Kentucky Christian. On the other end, we'll see Jeter head of the line. Jalen Jeter, talented freshman guard from right here in Columbia at Ridgeview High School. He has really burst on the scene this year for the Rams and proved himself to be such a key contributor. 1 for 2 on the trip. Jeter has 7 points here this afternoon. Meanwhile, you look on the regular season, and Jalen Jeter has been one of the sparks off of the bench for this group on the year, averaging 7 points a game. Under 2 to go here in the first half. Rams up by 11, 37-26 our score. And Jeter with the steal. Transition trying to contain the possession, gets away from Causey. And that'll be a turnover for Columbia International. Minute 40 to play. Rams looking to take this double-digit lead into the break. After being down for a good portion of the beginning of this first half, in a close game, it never got out of reach of 6 points, but it was still that mainstay, that 3 to 6 point buffer that Kentucky Christian held almost a dark cloud over the Rams. They struggled offensively shooting the ball for a while, but then they really burst on the scene, and it's shots like that from Heathcock that just weren't falling at the beginning of the first half. And the Rams now have found an offensive rhythm. Aralaga hitting the deck, going for the steal. He'll be whistled for the foul as he brought Ross down with him. Aralaga's first personal with 1:09 left here in the first half. 39-26 our score. Rams on top. Ross trying to force the pass is poked away by Aralaga, and Oates will bring it up the floor. Under a minute to go here in the first half. A 31-second difference between shot clock and game clock, so plenty of time. Three-point shot up and through for Bryce Causey. What an exclamation point here in the final moments of the first half. Limehouse has his pass stolen away. Shot clock has now been turned off with 23 seconds to play here in the first half. Rams up 42-26. Oates really holding for that last shot. Puts in the hands of McKinney, back to Oates with 8 seconds left. Underneath to McKinney. Power step, turnaround, shot will fall. That'll be the end of our first half. The Rams close this one out on a 13-0 run over the last 3 minutes, as Columbia International leads 44-26 over Kentucky Christian. We'll be back momentarily with Rams head coach Tony Stottman when they come back on the CIU Sports Network. We're back here at halftime on the Rams halftime show on the CIU Sports Network. Cade Crenshaw now joined by Rams head coach Tony Stoutman. Coach, in the first half, a very well-balanced offensive attack. 8 different players knocked down at least a bucket in the first half. How did your team do so well really balancing out the offensive threat?
Yeah, that's how it's been all season with our group. We've been having a lot of different people score, a lot of different leading scorers. We just encourage them to share the ball, move bodies, get each other shots. They've done a pretty good job at 9 assists is pretty good, but 8 turnovers not so good. Probably just going a little too fast sometimes. 20 points in the paint, that's really good. That's what we want to do is get paint touches. So they're playing well together.
A game of runs in the first half. You guys retook the lead on a big 15-0 run. You close out the first half on a 13-0 run. Now lead 44-26 at the break. How do you hope to continue seeing that really offensive prowess and defensive stability in the second half?
Yeah, I think the 1-3-1 was pretty good for us. They had a little trouble with it. Like you said, at the end of the half, they didn't score when we were in it. Then we did a good job of executing after we got the ball and getting good shots. So we'll see how they do in the second half with it, and hopefully come out and play good the first 5 minutes and kind of set the tone.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
That takes us into the halftime break. Rams on top 44-26 over Kentucky Christian. We'll be back for second half action. We return on the CIU Sports Network. Back here in Columbia as we begin second half action on the CIU Sports Network. Columbia International on top of Kentucky Christian, 44-26 coming out of the break. And in that first half, we saw the Rams really have a balanced offensive attack with 8 different players scoring a bucket, as we saw DeAnthony Heathcock leading the way with 10 points. He's joined by both Jalen Jeter and Jalen Brinson, each with 7. One of the biggest keys to close out that first half, well, it was Columbia International going on their second big run of the night as McKinney is whistled for the travel underneath. The Rams closed out on a 13-0 run to end the first half. You look before that, how did they take the lead in this game? Well, they went on a 15-0 run midway through the first half, around the 11-minute mark. Kentucky Christian looking for their 4th win of the season. That would also be their 4th in conference play. Looking to go up and under was Buchanan. It's off the mark. $19-15 left here in the ball game. 44-26 our score. Brinson cannot knock down the first bucket here in the second half. Heathcock stripped by Woodward, and the Knights have an opportunity at some transition. Ross around the perimeter. Woodward left wide open, and he's now going to drive, powers his way in. David Woodward now with 14 points to lead all scorers, getting closer to his game average at 23 points per game. A minute and a half gone by, and just one bucket score between the two teams. Causey a long 2-pointer. A foot back, and, well, it would have gone for 3, but Causey will take the 2 nonetheless. The lead's back to 18 points for Columbia International. Barring a huge run from Kentucky Christian, really all CIU has to do is maintain at this point. If you were looking for what that halftime message was, well, simply maintain and continue pushing what we're doing. Brinson deflected underneath. On the other end goes Hawkins, and he's fouled hard underneath by Causey. That'll be Bryce Causey's first personal foul and first team foul here in the second half for CIU. First free throw up and through for Jashawn Hawkins, the true freshman from Durham, North Carolina. $17-27 left here in the second half, a 48-32 game. Looking ahead on the Rams' schedule for the remainder of the regular season, really on the back end of it at this point, more games behind us than in front of us. The Rams back here at home on Tuesday of next week. A 7:30 tip-off on January the 18th against Point University. That is an AAC matchup. 2 conference foes going to go head-to-head. It'll be the Rams and the Skyhawks next Tuesday. You can catch that action once again here on the CIU Sports Network. Brinson pull-up jumper, well off the mark for him. Both of these two teams struggling, sinking shots in the second half of action. Woodward spin move in the paint. He's having no trouble at all. David Woodward now with 16 points for Kentucky Christian. Brinson, Oates, Heathcock, McKinney, and Bryce Causey, the 5 Rams on the floor in their home white jerseys. Causey looking to go underneath to Heathcock. It's poked away, and the Knights are showing life. Hawkins, spin move, deflected by McKinney, and saved before he fell out of bounds. What a play there from Skylar McKinney. Causey from three-point land doesn't see it fall. Three on the shot clock. That'll be out of bounds. Last touch by the Rams, and it'll go back to Knights basketball. 12-point game here in the Midlands. Columbia International fresh off of a big win on Thursday night over St. Andrews as they passed the century mark. 108-79 victory for Columbia International. Murphy, Ross, Buchanan, Limehouse, and Hawkins, the 5 Knights on the floor. Here's Ross, the pull-up mid-range jumper off the mark. Howard, the true freshman from Ohio, clears out the rebound. In transition, Oates from the corner. Too strong. Deshaun Hawkins has to be careful on both ends of the floor. He has 3 personal fouls. On the drive, it's Hawkins with the right hand. Jeter looking to do the same. He's fouled underneath. And that'll put Jalen Jeter at the stripe for 2. Jeter will knock down his first. Jeter, the talented freshman from right here in Columbia, has done well from the free throw line this season. Of course, his first with the Rams. Shooting 60%, and he goes 2 for 2 on that trip. And it's now a 12-point game. Brinson heading to the sidelines with Thomas Woods back on the floor. And of all of the Rams to see minutes in the first half, there were 10 in total. Woods, 1 of 2, not to find the bucket. He alongside Thomas Wilkowski, who only played 1 minute. Woodward foul on the jumper by Oates. That'll put him at the line. Second team foul on Columbia International. Second as well on Oates. Woodward transferring into Kentucky Christian from Shoreline Community College. Originally a Seattle, Washington native. A city that never sleeps, with plenty of rain to go around for everyone over in Seattle. And plenty of precipitation is forecasted to hit the Midlands this weekend. Parts of South Carolina expecting some snow even. Here in January, we see an offensive foul whistled underneath on Jordan Buchanan on the charge. Nice job from Thomas Woods to set the feet and take the hit. Here in the Midlands, well, you're going to see some freezing rain. I don't believe we'll see too much snow. You won't see too many snowmen around the campus here at CIU. More so just ice. Got to be careful out on the roadways for everyone that could potentially be traveling this weekend ahead of the holiday on Monday, with it being Martin Luther King Day. On the other end, Thomas Woods, after just drawing the offensive foul on the other end, he commits it on the opposite end of the floor. That's Thomas Woods' second personal and third team foul for CIU. 6 minutes gone by here in the second half, 14 left to play. Looking to go back underneath to Hawkins. Battling against Woods, Deshaun Hawkins will knock down the bucket. Rams looking for back-to-back wins for just the second time this season at 9-6 overall and 5-5 in the conference. Three on the shot clock. Ross will come away with the possession. Knights will have a chance to continue eating away at the lead. Coming out of the break, it stood at 18 points. The Rams were ahead of Kentucky Christian. That's now down to 12. Kentucky Christian really battling in the early goings of the second half, showing a type of fight that they didn't really exhibit in the first 20 minutes of today's game. Quentin Harris trying to beat the shot clock, leaves it short. Woods from the corner, rattling out, but Darian Oates crashing the boards and putting it right back through. Darian Oates, who had 31 points in the win against St. Andrews to lead all scorers in that victory, here today has 5. Oates now ahead of the line after being fouled underneath. And that'll be Jashawn Hawkins' 4th personal foul. Here in today's ball game, he alongside Air Music, both with 4 personals. Oates knocking down his first, the junior from Goldsboro, North Carolina. Heathcock back onto the floor for CIU as Skylar McKinney headed the sidelines. We see Hawkins remain into the ball game. Of course, Kentucky Christian, they don't have too much of depth, having just 9 players on their roster. Oates knocks down both. We do see Jabari Murphy return to the floor. Kentucky Christian, it's Buchanan. Or make that Woodward checking out. 16-point game here inside the Moore Fitness Center. Just over 12 to go. Hawkins from three-point land. Off the front iron. Woods pull up three-pointer off the mark. Heathcock the save back into the hands of Causey. Woods feeling it, driving it, throwing it up as hard as he could. I don't think that shot was ever meant to go through, more so just to make sure he got the contact. And that was on Jashawn Hawkins, and that'll be Hawkins' 5th. His day is going to be done. Hawkins heads out as Aaron Music sets back on the floor with 4 personals of his own. Kentucky Christian, if they see Aaron Music pick up that 5th personal, their roster going to be trimmed down to 7 players for the final few minutes here today. Or make that 6 players, excuse me. As Kirby Dumais is inactive for today's game. Dumais averaging just right at 3 points a game across 8 appearances this season. Inactive for this one. A freshman from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, not making the trip up. $16-point game. 11:35 left. Ross drawing the double team, leaves Music unattended. Now Music will drive, kick out to Ross. 3-pointer up in the air, rattling out. But offensive board cleared out by Murphy. Here's Harris underneath, spin move is no good. Pass from Causey sailing too high for Woods. In the deep corner to be out of bounds and go back to Kentucky Christian, who has missed each of their last 5 shots. Kentucky Christian They want to keep battling back in this one, down by 16. They cannot go on scoring droughts like they are right now of over 3 minutes. Ross battled underneath. Offensive board cleared up by Murphy. His putback not there. Now a third crack at this possession for the Knights. However, on the third time around, pass gets away from Harris out of bounds. Knights now 0 for their last 7. We see a timeout taken by Columbia International. 10:48 left here in the second half. A 16-point game from the Moore Fitness Center on the CIU Sports Network. Back in action here inside the Moore Fitness Center. 10:48 left to play on this Saturday afternoon. Columbia International up by 16 points. 56-40 is our score. Rams on top by double digits. Still looking to grow that lead down the stretch. Heathcock turnaround shot, just pinballing out. And Music clears out the rebound. Kentucky Christian just 2 of their last 11, looking for their first bucket in nearly 4 minutes of gameplay. It's been quite some time since Kentucky Christian has seen a shot fall through, but it won't be any longer. Aaron Music knocking it down. Scoring drought is now over, and, well, while Kentucky Christian had not scored in almost 4 minutes, Columbia International can't say much either. Over 2.5 for them without a point. Woods fouled on his three-point attempt by Aaron Music, and that'll be Music's 5th personal foul, the second Kentucky Christian Knight to foul out. That'll see Samuel Linehouse, the junior from Greenville, South Carolina, transfer from Southern Wesleyan University, check back in for just the second time today. Played 2 minutes in the first half. Woods at the stripe. First shot up and through for Thomas Woods. His 4th point of the afternoon. The senior from Akron, Ohio. Second shot too strong. Remember, he was fouled beyond the three-point arc, so he gets 3 chances. One for 3 on the trip for Thomas Woods. Ross up top in this 15-point game, approaching the 9-minute mark. Woods trying to see the finger roll fall. He'll get, once again, another trip to the line. Thomas Woods now heading to the free throw line for the 3rd time today. First one up and through. We see Quentin Harris step back onto the floor for Kentucky Christian as Jabari Murphy will head to the sidelines. Three-pointer up and through for the Knights. 60-44 our score. Rams back out front with a three-pointer good from Thomas Woods. 61-44, here's a pull-up jumper from Miles Shipp. His first shot attempt of the afternoon won't fall through. And Brinson now going to slow down the Rams as we get under 8 minutes left. Trying to find Heathcock over the top, has to save it. Causey three-point up and off the mark. Oates, though, the putback. He'll draw the contact and head to the line as Jordan Buchanan going to be picking up his third personal foul and the 7th team foul for Kentucky Christian. Oates with 7 points today, now make it 8. McKinney back in for Woods. Meanwhile, Shipp steps aside as Murphy returns for Kentucky Christian. Oates 2 for 2 on the trip. Rams now lead by 19 points, their largest lead of the ball game. Limehouse, the spin move up and off the front rim. Rolling off was the shot from Limehouse. The Heathcock was able to corral. Now it's up to Brinson to work up the floor. Wide open was Brinson in the corner, too strong. Causey, though, the offensive board, gives way to Oates, and that'll reset the Rams' offense with 15 on the shot clock. Shot clock now at 9. Underneath to a wide open DeAnthony Heathcock, who lays it in with the left hand. 21-point game here in Columbia. Buchanan nearly lost a dribble out of bounds, is able to contain. Gives away to Murphy. Murphy fouled underneath by Heathcock, and that'll put the Knights at the free throw line for just the 5th time today as a team, 5 of 9 from the stripe compared to Columbia International, who's attempted 26 free throws today. Murphy, the senior from Tacoma, Washington, transferred in from Volunteer State Community College. First one up and through for the 6'6" forward. Murphy, 2 key free throws for the Knights as they continue to try to stay in this ball game, but they have a surmountable mountain to climb. 19-point deficit with just over 6 minutes left. Oates worked from the perimeter inside. Heathcock going to attempt the three-pointer. You betcha. DeAnthony Heathcock knocking down the trifecta. Not something he's used to. Just 3 makes from three-point land this season. That was his 4th. Heathcock now leads all scorers with 17. Princeton, the pump fake, gives way to Oates. 9 to shoot for the Rams. Shot clock down to 5. Causey going to have to force the shot with one. It was deflected by Buchanan. On the other end, off of the give and go, we see a Kentucky Christian timeout following the Buchanan bucket. 5:14 left here in the second half. A 20-point game here in Columbia on the CIU Sports Network. Back in Columbia, 5:14 left here in the second half. A 20-point game inside the Moore Fitness Center. Rams on top of Kentucky Christian, 68-48. And one of the biggest absences being felt right now by Kentucky Christian is David Woodward, their star junior guard. With 16 points today, he leads all nights, averaging 23 a game. He came out earlier on in this second half and has not returned. We don't see any injury concern from him. He is just not seeing game minutes right now. Head coach Hakeem Scott electing to go in a different direction. Murphy on the other end can't get it to fall. But in the first half, it was Woodward who gave the Knights a big spark that allowed them to take a lead for a good 7-8 minute portion of the opening half before ultimately falling behind thanks to 2 big runs by the Rams. Oates, a deep three-pointer. Not there. Causey will punch it back. And Oates is able to recover. Giving way to McKinney from three-point land. Not there. Heathcock grabbing the board. Put back up and down. A rainbow-style shot from DeAnthony Heathcock that had more air under it than distance. Rams now hitting 70 today. Ross loses a dribble. Huge pass from McKinney up to Brinson. Underneath to Heathcock. Foul and one. DeAnthony Heathcock a chance at a three-point play as he leads all scorers with 21 points. An opportunity to make it 22. Jalen Jeter checking in now for Bryce Causey in Columbia International. Heathcock left the free throw short. Not believe anybody really knew it was a live ball. Buchanan on the other end knocks down the layup. Heathcock really could have grabbed that rebound himself had they really been focused in on, well, that was just a one-shot chance. McKinney's pass gets away from everyone except Jeter, who saved it. And Oates went up for the layup. We saw Quentin Harris go sky high into the air before coming down on top of Oates. Quentin Harris's first personal foul. It's the 19th foul for Kentucky Christian. And the Rams get back to the line. They've attempted 27 free throws today. Oates, meanwhile, 7-7 from the stripe. His first miss of the afternoon. Thomas Wokowiski back onto the floor for CIU. His first game action since the first half. Only saw 1 minute in the first half, but he's back onto the floor now with Skylar McKinney heading the sidelines. Meanwhile, Christian Howard is in there as well. He's joined now by Ramiro Aralaga. And Darian Oates heads to the sidelines. With 3:13 left, I believe all the starters' days are done, minus Brinson. Buchanan on the drive. Howard will snag the rebound. Wolkowski underneath, going off the glass for his first points of the afternoon. Thomas Wolkowski, the freshman from Calahanda, Mijas, Spain. Under 2.5 to go. Ross fouled underneath by Jeter on the drive. That'll put DeAndre Ross at the line. Ross, the freshman from Durham, North Carolina. .25 game here in Columbia. Ross cuts it to 24 with that made free throw. It's Jeter, Wolkowski, Aralaga, Howard, and Woods. The 5 Rams on the floor as Woods checks back in for Brinson. And now all starters are now on the bench for CIU with this one all but over. Foul on the drive from Wolkowski with 2:11 to play. And Samuel Limehouse, guilty party. Wolkowski's first free throw attempt left short. 6'6", 209-pound forward. Ross the long 2, rattling out. Howard will take us under the 2-minute mark. Jeter from downtown, too strong. Rebound poked out, down in the hands of Woods underneath. They find Aralaga in the corner for a 3-pointer. Ramiro Aralaga now with 6 points. Make it 79-51 Rams with 1.5 minutes to play. Aralaga trying to double dip. 3-pointer left short, but he nearly poked back the steal before Limehouse came away with it. Ross deflected hard by Woods. Now 60 seconds left here today. Aralaga's pass came in hot on Woods. He's able to save it. Now into the hands of Howard. Back out to Aralaga, who decides to drive, but left his layup short. 79-51 looks to be one of the final few notes here today. Murphy will chuck up a 3-pointer. Jeter will grab the board. With the win, Columbia International will improve to 10-6 on the regular season and 6-5 in the AAC. Meanwhile, Kentucky Christian falls to 3-10 on the 2021 campaign and 3-8 in conference play. Ship, the mid-range jumper, will fall through. Clock at 15 seconds now. We'll hear shortly after this game concludes from Rams head coach Tony Stottman on his team's 10th victory of the season. As Jeter will dribble this one out, that takes us to the finish line. The Rams take down Kentucky Christian today, 79-53. We'll be back with you momentarily for post-game coverage when we come back on the CIU Sports Network. Back here on Rams post-game now, joined by head coach Tony Stallman. Coach, first off, congrats, a 79-53 victory today over Kentucky Christian. You get your 10th win on the 2021 campaign. How big is that for this group to reach double-digit wins?
Yeah, protecting home court is big. We've been playing pretty good of late. It was good to see us execute some plays. Played hard, played good defense, starting to get more on the same page. So definitely a big milestone, and happy we got it.
One of the big keys for your group today, you got to the free throw line and shot 31 free throws today. How critical is that for your group to not only get good looks, but also when they get to drive and get inside, they can draw contact and get shots?
Yeah. I think early on in the season we settled a lot for the threes. As we talk about getting paint touches, being more physical, we did that. I mean, we only made 16 of them, so we got to do a lot better than that. But like you said, being able to get to the paint and get fouled is a big thing, and that when you do that, it helps you win the game. So we got to start making them, but it's a good start.
Dan Heathcock on the big game today, double-double, 21 and 13 for him. You talk about wanting to have more emphasis on the interior game. How critical can he be down the stretch?
Yeah, I mean, he's a great player. I mean, he's athletic. When he plays hard, good things happen for us. So it was a great game for us. Hit the injury, we fed off of it. He did a great job protecting the paint, but also, like you said, putting the ball in the basket and rebounding as well.
Long weekend, you've got Point on Tuesday. How do you hope to maybe string together 3 straight wins come Tuesday?
Yeah, hopefully get some rest for tomorrow and then focus back on Monday and be ready to play Tuesday. Continue the same thing we're doing, continue to get better, grow as a team, continue to compete. So excited. I'm excited we're getting to play. I know everybody's not getting to play, so excited we get to play. Hopefully continue that and just be ready for Tuesday.
Thank you, Coach, and congrats on the win.
Thank you.
That closes out our coverage here today from inside the Moore Fitness Center as Columbia International used a game of runs and really great efficiency from the free throw line to take down Kentucky Christian 79-53. We'll see you back here on Tuesday night for men's and women's action beginning at 5:30 as Columbia International plays host to Point in AAC action. Until Tuesday night, for all of us here on the CIU Sports Network, I'm Kay Crenchel. Have a great and safe weekend, and as always, remember to smile.